बर ठीक आहे चालेल.
recording पाठवून राहिला.
Okay. So we were at Lieutenant General. So India's three-star rank and India's first woman to be a Lieutenant General, and the name is, I said, Punita Arora. If you consider, uh, I was talking about the entry to be army officer into the either of armed forces, right? So officer, commission officer into either of armed forces. So therein, whatever the institutes we have seen, except Officers Training Academy, and in 1991. So obviously, it is only 28 years back, and I'm talking about this particular point. So she she must have completed her 35 years of service, and these institutes are not allowing. So from where then she had achieved this particular position. So there is one wing through which you can enter. In fact, both the girls and boys can become officer, right, commission officer, and that is the field of medical, right? So in the medical, so basically she is doctor, right? And one more thing, there is one liberty that the interchange of the service is allowed in the field of medical. Suppose you initially you become lieutenant, and after a few years, if you decide to go into the air force, or you wanted to become, let's say, the squadron leader, right, equivalent to major, then you are allowed to do that. In all other things, or in all other wings, this kind of exchange is not allowed, but here it is allowed. Basically you remain doctor, right? You never have to fight any kind of war there, right? By taking the, no doubt, as a part of your training and security, you have to have your weapons, but your primary job is to be looking for the soldiers, right? And so you will be always doctor. So apart from India's first Lieutenant General, she was also Vice Admiral. Always keep in mind, right? Again, 3-star. So this is from for Army. This is for the Navy, right? The same name, right? Vice Admiral. So basically, she was basically in this particular case, and then later on she moved to the Navy, right? Called and became there the Vice Admiral, so equivalent post, again 3-star, right? And I think after this there is Admiral. So she was the commission. She had become commissioned officer, right, as lieutenant in January 1968. January 1968. Then, as I said, she was the first woman to command. Okay, then she commanded also the medical college, right? AFMC, right? Armed Forces Medical College. So, commander or the commandant of Army Armed Forces Medical College, right? So she was the first commandant as woman of this particular college, wherein she had learned, or wherein she had completed her studies, right, of MBBS or subsequent courses have been completed in this particular institute. Therein, she was the commandant, right? Right. So we can consider first woman to command the medical college. Then she moved from, as I said earlier, she was in the army. Then she moved from army to navy, right? As there is always a common pool which always allows the officers in the medical field to migrate from one service to another service, right? And this is only in the AFMCs, or you can consider, in fact, its name is Armed Forces Medical Services. So AFMS, right? So AFMS institutions. So you can, and in fact, this is for the ladies, right? Mostly, no doubt, boys candidates can also look for this kind of inter-service or the exchanges. right, which are only for AFMS. Fine. So you have to always keep in mind India's first Lieutenant General Punita Arora, and the same lady is also India's first Vice Admiral, right? So second last highest post from Navy and the Army. Then since we have considered these two from Army Navy, then why we should not consider the same for the Air Force, and that is Air Marshal, right? Air Marshal. So India's first woman Air Marshal, which is again a 3-star rank, right? And the name is the Padmavati Bandyopadhyay. Padmavati Bandyopadhyay. Fine. So Padmavati Bandyopadhyay. Again, she had joined the AFMC in 1968, right, as like Punita Arora. In fact, both of them were of the same batch, right? Here you can see Padmavati Bandyopadhyay. As I said, joined AFMC in the AFMC Armed Forces Medical College in 1963, right? She was also joined in 1963 and became the commission officer, as I said about the Punita Arora, commissioned in 1968, right? And she became the, you can consider Air Marshal in 2000. She had become 2-star, that is Air Vice Marshal in 2002, and later on became the Air Marshal of the Indian Air Force. So these three, right, and then for these three different positions, India's first woman, you have always these two names: Padmavati Bandyopadhyay for Air Force, Punita Arora for Army as well as Navy, right? So you can consider these two ladies for the highest ranks as far as armed forces are concerned. Then you can consider the next one, that is, let's say, the woman ambassador. So India's first woman ambassador in any of the countries which you can consider. So the name is C.B. Muthamma. C.B. Muthamma. Right. C.B. Muthamma. Now, she was the first lady or the first woman from India to clear ICS. Now, see, if it is ICS, that means it was not from the India, right? So rather, it was earlier to the 1947, right? We can consider. So first to clear, the first woman to clear ICS, okay, ICS, Indian Civil Services, right? As like today's IS, right, or IPS or IFS, which we can consider. And after clearing ICS, right, equivalent to today's UPSC exams, she joined. Again, she was the first to join. So she joined the Indian Foreign Services. Indian Foreign Services. That is IFS, right? And no doubt that is the reason why she had become ambassador, right? So I'm talking you about something about this one. So she was the first to clear ICS. Then she chose the Indian Foreign Services, and therefore she was the India's first woman to be diplomat. So first woman diplomat. See, these people are playing a great role in any of the countries or in any of the great deals for the cause of nation or for the betterment of nation, right? So we can consider another things related to this particular, as I said. So she was the India's first, as I said, ambassador, or we can consider the high commissioner, right? High commissioner. And she was always remembered for successful crusade for gender equality in Indian civil services. So some time ago, you must think that some time ago, obviously there might not be entry for the girls. So she was remembered for the equality, gender equality in Indian civil services also. As I said, India's first or the uh, Chief Justice of High Court, who had uh, suggested the equal rights in the joint property to the daughters, right? So likewise, she is also C.V. Muthamma, as India's first ambassador, is also remembered for the crusade for the gender equality. Then we can consider the next one, that is India's first woman chairman of UPSC. Chairman of UPSC. Chairman of UPSC. And the name is Rose Millian Bathew. Rose Millian Bathew. So she was India's first chairman of UPSC, I think in 1992 to 1996. Right. In fact, in some date, I guess 23rd of September in 1992. Right. Obviously, next date in the to complete the 5 years. Fine. So that was about this particular thing. Fine. Here again, we can consider the next woman, India's first IPS officer. And I think you have heard a lot of about this particular name, right? And the name is Kiran Bedi, which we can consider. So if you look this particular point, so she was the first lady, or she was the IPS officer who had fined the vehicle of Prime Minister of India. जे भारताच्या पंतप्रधानांच्या गाडीला दंड करणारी किंवा दंड करणारा कुठलाही IPS ऑफिसर म्हणून यांचं प्रकरण बरंच काळ गाजलं. राईट. इन फॅक्ट शी वॉज प्रेज्ड फॉर दॅट पर्टिक्युलर task, and she said, no, it was my duty only. So in fact, especially she had been praised for her task of finding this particular cause, right? So this is about some of the things which we can consider for the different India's first woman in different fields, right? So whatever we have considered, it hasn't ended at this particular point, right? So tomorrow we will be continuing some of the remaining, right? I think 16 we have considered. So likewise, right, there might be 28, 29 names that remaining we will be going in the next session. So now I open it for the students, so that if you have any query, or if you would like to have any of the clarifications on these things. Fine. Shinde sir,
Yes, sir.
unmute करा बाकीच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना.
Okay. Raise your hands if you have any queries. Yes, ask Elroy.
Sir, that Kiran Bedi, whom had she fined?
Sorry,
Kiran Bedi had fined someone. Who was that?
India's Prime Minister.
India's Prime Minister. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, next one.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Huh?
Sir, Kiran Bedi from which state, sir?
Okay, sorry for this one. Okay, I have to also remember this particular thing. What was your question? What is your question?
From which state Kiran Bedi is, sir?
Okay, which state? Okay, tomorrow I can discuss about this particular point.
Aryan, ask. Aryan, ask. Harshad. Harshad Santosh Pawar. Harshad Santosh Pawar.
Sir, if we have to enter in medical, how can we enter in army?
AFMC, Armed Forces Medical College, right? So they have their own entrance, like CDS, right? So whatever we have considered. So likewise, there you will be once you fulfill the eligibility criteria. So for that you have to have science, right? And 10+2. So as I said, you must have scored for Officers Training Academy at least 70%. So likewise, there is also a criteria as well as age eligibility. So I will suggest you to go to the AFMC's website. So Armed Forces Medical College, which is at Pune. Whenever you are going to Hadapsar, right from Swagat, so at right side you will be finding out this particular very precious institute. Then you can very easily enter. Right, and directly I think the degree they offer is first one is obviously only the MBBS, as far as I know is.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Next one.
Hello, sir.
Shreyash, ask.
Hello, sir.
Ask
Hello,
Shreyash.
sir. Please tell me 14 number information.
14 number.
Yes.
Hey, CV Muthamma.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wow. Now see, जसं फर्स्ट IPS ऑफिसर किरण बेदी आहेत, लाईकवाईज कलेक्टर, ठीक आहे, किंवा काय आहे की UPSC मध्ये पण जसं तुम्ही एक्झाम्स बघितल्या, म्हणजे वॉट एव्हर यू आर लुकिंग, जे जे कमिशन ऑफिसर्स आहेत किंवा ज्या रँक्स आपण बघितले ते सगळे क्लास 1 ऑफिसर्स आहेत, राईट. पण यांच्यामध्ये सुद्धा आता हे सगळेचे सगळे क्लास 1 आहेत, मग याचं चांगलं कोणाला म्हणायचं, चांगलं म्हणजे प्रेफरन्शियली 1 नंबर कोणाला द्यायचा, तो पण कधी कधी प्रश्न असतो. सो IFS फॉरेन सर्व्हिसेस मध्ये जे जातात म्हणजे UPSC क्रॅक करून, ऑप्शन्स असतात ना तुमच्या मार्क्स परफॉर्मन्स नुसार. सो त्याच्यानुसार यू हॅव टू सिलेक्ट की तुम्हाला IAS व्हायचंय, IPS व्हायचंय की IFS व्हायचंय. सो नो डाऊट ज्यांना खरंच खूप चांगलं काहीतरी करायचंय आणि गलीच्या राजकारणापासून थोडं दूर राहायचं, तर ते सिलेक्ट करतात IFS, इंडियन फॉरेन सर्व्हिसेस. ठीक आहे. आता हे झालं स्वातंत्र्यानंतर, आपण UPSC वगैरे किंवा आपण आपल्याकडे IAS IPS म्हणायला लागलो. पण त्याच्या अगोदर तसं नव्हतं. त्याच्या अगोदर त्याच परीक्षेचं नाव होते इंडियन सिव्हिल सर्व्हिसेस. आपल्याकडचे बरेच लोक पास झाले, म्हणजे इव्हन सुभाषचंद्र बोस सुद्धा पास झाले होते. पाहिजे तर कुठल्याही जिल्ह्यासाठी भागासाठी कलेक्टर होऊ शकले असते, पण ही हॅड डिसाइडेड की असं मला काही करायचं नाही. तसंच या CB मुथम्मा सुद्धा ICS पास झाल्या होत्या. ICS मध्ये चांगले मार्क्स होते, तर शी हॅड ऑप्टेड इंडियन फॉरेन सर्व्हिसेस. आता इंडियन फॉरेन सर्व्हिसेस म्हणल्यानंतर सगळी सर्व्हिसेस बाहेर जाते, म्हणजे बाहेरच्या देशांमध्ये जाते. आपण त्याला एम्बेसीज म्हणू किंवा कमिशनर्स ऑफिसर्स म्हणू, जे हाय कमिशनर्स म्हणतो आपण. तर मग हळूहळू नो डाऊट तुमचं प्रमोशन वगैरे जे काय असेल ते सगळं त्याच्यातच असेल. म्हणून ह्या पर्टिक्युलर केसमध्ये जर बघितलं तर अशी गोष्ट लक्षात येते की भारताची इंडियाज फर्स्ट वुमन टू क्लिअर ICS ऑब्विसली मुथम्मा होत्या. मग त्यांनी काय केलं, क्लिअर झाल्यानंतर कलेक्टर होण्याऐवजी फॉरेन सर्व्हिसेसला प्राधान्य दिलं. मग फॉरेन सर्व्हिसेसला प्राधान्य दिलं त्याच्यामुळं प्रमोशन नुसार डिप्लोमॅट म्हणून काम करण्याची डिप्लोमॅट फार मोठा रोल प्ले करतात. अनन्यसाधारण फार फार महत्वाची गोष्ट आहे. सो त्याच इंडियाच्या फर्स्ट डिप्लोमॅट बनल्या आणि कालांतरानं जसं जसं एक्सपिरियन्स वाढत गेला, अनुभव येत गेला, त्याच्यानुसार कमिशनर पण बनले. दॅट इज कॉल्ड हाय कमिशनर किंवा त्याला अँबॅसेडर पण म्हणतात. ठीक आहे. आणि शी वॉज ऍक्च्युअली रिमेंबर्ड फॉर ए सक्सेसफुल क्रुसेड फॉर जेंडर इक्वॅलिटी. म्हणजे काय की फक्त मुलांसाठीच नाही पाहिजे, राईट. सो मुलींना पण सिव्हिल सर्व्हिसेस मध्ये
हॅलो सर, कॅमेरा इश्यू आला सर, व्हॉइस पण नाही आली.
ओके
Hello.
फाईन. सो आय वॉज टॉकिंग. त्यांना कशासाठी लक्षात ठेवलं गेलं की त्यांनी ती गोष्ट सजेस्ट केली की मुलींना पण इंडियन सिव्हिल सर्व्हिसेस मध्ये एक इक्वॅलिटी पाहिजे. असं नाही की मुली आहेत म्हणून जाऊ शकणार नाही. सो दॅट वॉज द केस. फाईन. अँड आय थिंक शी वॉज द फर्स्ट हाय कमिशनर as woman from India. Okay. Have I answered your question?
Yes sir,
Okay.
सिद्धार्थ राहुल राणे. Siddharth Rahul Rane, ask your question. Siddharth Sudhir Shetty.
Hello, sir.
Okay, I will till then I will answer this particular question. I don't know who had asked the question. Are you online?
Sir,
From which state Kiran Bedi is?
hello, sir.
Okay,
Sir, as you had told, she had fined PM.
sorry.
Sir, you have told that Kiran Bedi fined PM.
Yes,
Then who was that time PM?
Indira Gandhi.
Indira Gandhi. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
Indira Gandhi was the prime minister आणि त्यांच्या ड्रायव्हर कडनं चुकून नो पार्क मध्ये गाडी पार्क झाली होती. ऍक्च्युली ते किरण बेदींचं एक पुस्तक आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये तो किस्सा आहे ज्यात त्यांनी ते सगळं डिटेल मध्ये एक्सप्लेन केलेलं आहे. ही पण गोष्ट सांगतो, बरं झालं कोणी मला माहित नाही कोणी विचारलं तर ते किरण बेदीवरून कळतंय की ऑब्व्हियसली पंजाबी असू शकते. सो शी इज फ्रॉम पंजाब आणि शी बॉर्न ॲट अमृतसर मे बी 1949. येस, 1949. आणि त्यांचे वडील हे साधारणपणे एक बिझनेस फॅमिली मधून होते. किरण बेदी स्वतः एक टेनिस प्लेयर आहेत. ओके. सो इफ यू कॅन कन्सिडर, आय थिंक त्या घरात 2 नंबरच्या असतील, त्यांना त्या सोडून आणखीन 2 बहिणी होत्या. आन्सर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन इज शी इज फ्रॉम पंजाब. Okay, anything else?
Ask. Anyone of you have doubts? Any doubts?
Okay, I think if no queries, then again, if you have any, again tomorrow we are continuing this particular session. At that time also you can ask if you have any of the queries or the questions. Or any of the...
EFD11F. Ask. EDFD111F. I think he is not. No sir, no one has query sir.
Fine. So, okay, I will quit this meeting. So tomorrow again we'll be having. Fine.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Leave करूं?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
After close, tomorrow we will continue our session from 11 o'clock. Try to join the group from 10:30 a.m. From 10:30 a.m. try to join the group. Wait in a waiting room up to till 11 o'clock. We will start 11 o'clock new lecture, our English lecture. And eat up.
Manage your lunch between gap of 2 lectures.
And also manage your lunch and dinner between the gap of the lectures.
Only
Lunch with the breakfast.
between 2 lectures there is 10 minutes break.
We will giving 10 minutes break always after one lecture. Do that between them. If anyone want to be breakfast, try to do breakfast earlier before 10:30. And if anyone want to lunch, then they can be, when session is closed, we will give 10 minutes for that. Always 10 minutes you have when any session is closed automatically, because I have to be recording work and so many types of work. That's why 10 minutes sufficient break you got. But try to join group from 11 to 3:30 always. If you quit, then retry to join. Okay, I'm ending this conference. Bye.